Hello everyone. Today I will explain you the concept of global warming. Now in this, first of all, try to understand what is global warming. What does it mean? How we can define global warming? So the increase in the average temperature, remember this, average temperature of Earth's atmosphere and ocean. So the increase in the average temperature of Earth's atmosphere and the ocean is known as global warming. Now the value of this average temperature of Earth's surface and ocean is about 15 degree. Remember this point, this is very important, is about 15 degree. Now due to global warming, this temperature is changing day by day, year by year. Since 1900, the change in average temperature is about 0.6 to 0.8 degree centigrade. Means that in last 120 years, from 1900 to 2020, this average temperature has been changed from 0.06 degree to 0.08 degree. So this increase in temperature of the Earth's atmosphere is simply the global warming. Now, according to the predictions, research studies, it has been suggested that by the end of this century, means 2100, by the end of this century, this increase in temperature is about 1.5 degree to 3.7 degree centigrade. Means minimum 1.5 degree or maximum to 3.7 degree. Means that if 1.5 degree increase in temperature would be there, then the average temperature of Earth will be 16.5. Are you getting my point? So this is the concept of global warming. Now here try to understand why the temperature of Earth is increasing. What are the causes? So the major causes behind the global warming are, first is increase in the carbon dioxide concentration and other greenhouse gases. I will tell you later on what are greenhouse gases. So this is the first cause. Second cause is deforestation. The rate of deforestation is very high. Instead of afforestation, deforestation rate is high. So this is also the cause for global warming. Third cause, intensive agricultural activities. Intensive agricultural activities means as the population is increasing, to fulfill the food demands, agricultural activities are increasing day by day. So this is also the reason for the global warming. And the fourth factor means other activities. Other activities includes industries, transportation, developmental projects, and whatsoever we are doing in daily life, which are responsible for the emission of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. Now all these factors cause greenhouse effect, or we can say that intensify greenhouse effect. सिंपल शब्दों में इसको समझें कि जैसे जैसे अर्थ का जो सरफेस का टेम्परेचर है, एटमॉस्फेयर का जो एवरेज टेम्परेचर है, वो दिन प्रतिदिन बढ़ रहा है, हर साल बढ़ रहा है, तो इसी टेम्परेचर के बढ़ने को के क्रम को हमने बोला ग्लोबल वार्मिंग. अब इसके मुख्यतः अगर हम कारण देखें तो पहला जो कारण है दैट इज इंक्रीज इन द कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, डिफोरेस्टेशन, एग्रीकल्चरल एक्टिविटीज, इंडस्ट्रियल एक्टिविटीज, developmental project activities. All these activities leads to the increase in greenhouse effect. Now try to understand the concept of greenhouse effect. What does it means? What is greenhouse effect? If you are able to understand this concept, greenhouse effect, then global warming is easy to understand. So here on this earth, suppose this is earth surface, this is the boundary layer of atmosphere, and this is sun. So the solar radiation which comes to the earth surface, solar radiation जो earth surface पे आती है, उसका कुछ part re-radiate back by the earth surface, अर्थ सरफेस से वापस रेडिएट हो जाता है और एटमॉस्फेयर से बाहर चला जाता है. बट मेजर पोर्शन इन दिस इज रिफ्लेक्टेड बाय द एटमॉस्फेयर और द ग्रीन हाउस गैसेज टुवर्ड्स द सरफेस अगेन. ये जो रेडिएशन है अर्थ की सरफेस पे जो आता है, इसका कुछ पार्ट एटमॉस्फेयर से बाहर चला जाता है और कुछ जो वहां पे ग्रीन हाउस गैसेज हैं एटमॉस्फेयर में, वो क्या करती हैं, इन सोलर रेडिएशंस को इंफ्रारेड रेडिएशंस, मेनली इंफ्रारेड रेडिएशंस. तो दीज इंफ्रारेड रेडिएशंस रेडिएटेड बैक बाय द ग्रीन हाउस गैसेज इन द एटमॉस्फेयर, एंड ड्यू टू दिस द सरफेस टेम्परेचर ऑफ अर्थ increases. So this is the concept of greenhouse gas. Now the gases, the major greenhouse gases which cause greenhouse effect are, first is carbon dioxide, second nitrous oxide, third methane, and fourth is chlorofluorocarbon. Now if we try to compare the global warming potential, global warming potential means up to what extent these gases are responsible for the global warming, greenhouse effect. So if we compare this, then NO2, nitrous oxide, the global warming potential of nitrous oxide is more than CO2. The global warming potential of methane, the global warming potential of chlorofluorocarbon is maximum, that is about thousands of times in comparison to carbon dioxide. The global warming potential of nitrous oxide is about 298 times in comparison to carbon dioxide, whereas the global warming potential of methane is about 28 times. Now the question is that what would be the consequences of global warming and how we can control it, minimize the effect of global warming. So the major consequences of global warming are as follows. The first major consequence of global warming is the increase in sea level or rise in sea level. So again there are two causes behind this point. First is due to increase in the atmospheric temperature, more and more increase in the sea level due to the melting of polar cap ice and glaciers. First point. Second reason for the increase in sea level is the thermal expansion of ocean water due to the increase in temperature. Now this increase in sea level till the end of this century means 2100, the minimum expected increase in sea level is about 0.56 meters and maximum of 2 meters. Means that if the ocean level is here, top till the end of this century, this will increase up to 2 meters from the present level. So this is about the increase in sea level. Now due to increase in sea level, there are some other secondary consequences. It also causes the loss of biodiversity, loss of land area, loss of infrastructure, and the migration of coastal population in different parts of the world. Now the second consequence of global warming, it affects global weather and climate pattern, or we can say that global warming ultimately leads to the climate change. This point climate change and change in the weather I will discuss later on in next lecture, that is on the climate change. So here try to just understand this global warming cause change in the weather pattern. More evapotranspiration would be there, and that leads to the more floods, more drought, more storms, more heat waves in different parts of the world. So this is the second point. Now the third point, global warming affects health, human population, and also the health of the other wildlife species. Due to increase in temperature, there would be definitely increase in the spread of more and more infectious disease. Fourth point, due to increase in temperature or global warming, there would be definitely the loss of global biodiversity. Particularly those species will be at higher risk which are the native species of colder regions, glacial regions, polar regions. So this is the effect of global warming on the biodiversity. Next is the acidification of the ocean. Now try to understand this. What does it mean? Acidification means change in the pH from neutral or basic towards acidic. So this is the acidification. Now this global warming, how this global warming leads to acidification? Try to understand this. This acidification is due to the increase in the carbon dioxide level in the air, in the atmosphere. So more the increase in carbon dioxide level, more would be the global warming, and more would be the acidification of the oceans, because the carbon dioxide that is present in atmosphere would dissolve in ocean water through the process of diffusion. So this will lead to the acidification. So this is again a major effect and not good for the coral reefs, marine biodiversity also. Next consequence is the effect on agriculture. So on agriculture, the effect may be positive or effect may be negative. In tropical and subtropical region, the effect on agriculture would be negative, because in tropical region temperature is already very high. But in colder region or colder parts of the world, the agricultural productivity would definitely increase due to the increase in the average global temperature. So this is all about the consequences of the global warming. Now what are the control measures? How we can control global warming? Is it possible to control global warming? So at an individual level and policy level, government level, it is possible to control or minimize the effect of global warming. So here I have written some major preventive measures. How can we control global warming? So first is the minimize the use of fossil fuels. Means we should minimize the use of coal and petroleum, because coal and petroleum generates enormous quantity of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. So we have to stop this. Next is minimize the use of chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs. Here CFCs means chlorofluorocarbons, because chlorofluorocarbons cause more intense global warming in comparison to CO2. It is the one of the major greenhouse gas. That is next control measure is the use of alternate fuels. So this is the alternate of this fossil fuels. Alternative fuels means here we have different examples: solar energy, hydrogen energy, biomass energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy. All are the examples of alternative fuel for conventional sources, fossil fuels, coal, petroleum. And the next point here we have is the reduce beef production. Reduce beef production. Why I am saying this beef production? Because cattle generate large quantity of methane gas, and methane gas is a major greenhouse gas that is responsible for greenhouse effect and global warming. Next point, very important point, increase forest cover. Increase forest cover. So it should be the duty of every individual, not only the government. It should be the duty of every individual and every country's government to increase its forest cover, because forests capture a large quantity of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and reduce the effect of global warming. Here we have last point, that is the stabilization of world population. As we know that more the population, more would be the environmental pollution, more would be the consumption of natural resources. So if we stabilize our population, world population, so it will definitely decrease the global warming. So this is all about the concept of global warming, effect of global warming, consequences, and how we can control it. Thank you.